to the developments in that still unfolding child sexual abuse scandal at Penn State University. An awful story. Tonight, NBC News has uncovered some videotape of former coach Jerry Sandusky talking about his work with children. More on that in a moment. But first, NBC's Peter Alexander is at Penn State tonight with today's developments in this case. Peter, good evening.
Brian, good evening to you. For the first time tonight, we are hearing from Penn State assistant coach Mike McQuarrie. He is the man who told a grand jury that he witnessed former defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky sexually abusing a boy in the locker room showers in 2002. In seclusion and unpaid administrative leave, Mike McQuarrie has not spoken publicly since the Penn State scandal broke. But last week, in an email obtained exclusively by NBC News, the former Penn State quarterback told friends and former teammates, "I did the right thing. You guys know me. The truth is not out there fully. I didn't just turn and run. I made sure it stopped. I had to make quick, tough decisions." While he is not facing any charges, McQuarrie has reportedly now hired an attorney. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett, who as Attorney General in 2009 launched the investigation into former defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky, said on Meet the Press Sunday that McQuarrie should have done more.
He met the minimum obligation of reporting it up, but did not, in my opinion, meet a moral obligation that all of us would have.
Today, news of another resignation. The latest to step down, Dr. Raykovitz, CEO of the Second Mile, the children's charity founded by Sandusky.
We don't know at this point whether this organization can be saved.
Sandusky is accused of sexually assaulting at least 8 boys and is free on bail. His bond set well below what prosecutors asked for by District Judge Leslie Dutchcott, who volunteered at the charity where Sandusky is alleged to have met all his victims. The attorney for one of those alleged victims says he is now preparing a civil lawsuit against the university for its failure to act.
There were actually so many people who had an opportunity to put an end to Mr. Sandusky's ways, and so many different opportunities seem to have gone by the wayside.
As legendary Coach Joe Paterno's wife greeted well-wishers at the family's home again today, the Big Ten Conference announced that Paterno's name will be removed from the league's championship trophy. And Penn State is reportedly paying Sandusky a pension of almost $59,000 a year. Sandusky's preliminary hearing is scheduled for next month, Brian. He denies the allegations.
Peter Alexander, State College PA for us tonight. Peter, thanks. And there's more to report tonight on this. As we said, a videotaped interview of Jerry Sandusky conducted some years ago has now surfaced, in which he talks about his work with children. It's now, of course, difficult to watch in light of these allegations. And as Peter just reported, there's been another high-level resignation in the wake of the scandal. Our national investigative correspondent Michael Isikoff has more on all of it.
We've outgrown many facilities.
That's Jack Raykovitz, interviewed last spring about the expanding reach of the Second Mile, a charity he ran for 28 years that helps troubled kids. A grand jury report says Raykovitz was told in 2002 that Jerry Sandusky was showering naked with a 10-year-old boy in the Penn State football team's locker room. He says a Penn State official told him there was no finding of wrongdoing, but state investigators want to know if there was a cover-up. The Second Mile is reeling, and its newly appointed director says the charity has launched its own investigation.
We're really kicking off here to make sure we've talked to everyone and we document everything as part of a self-initiated internal review.
Woodall stresses these alleged sex crimes occurred outside Second Mile programs and events. But the grand jury report says Sandusky met every one of his 8 alleged victims through the Second Mile.
Because I'm a frustrated playground director, I guess it all started. I enjoy being around kids, and I love active kids. I enjoy being around them.
Jerry Sandusky was interviewed by NBC News in 1987 about his work with the children at the Second Mile.
I really enjoy the personal contact. I get a lot of personal contact in my life through my family, through our athletes, and through the kids who are involved in the Second Mile. I wouldn't want to lose that.
Sandusky has lost his role with the charity. They severed all ties with him last year, and now he's facing 40 counts of child sex abuse. He denies all wrongdoing. Today, we spoke to lawyers who've been contacted by a number of families of the victims who are interested in filing civil suits against the Second Mile as well as Penn State. Michael Isagoff, NBC News, State College, Pennsylvania.
We're going to have more on this story tonight on Rock Center, 10 o'clock, 9 Central, including Jerry Sandusky's first public response to these charges. He'll talk with Bob Costas. That's tonight on Rock Center, 10, 9 Central.